What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today is part 2 of my F1 2021 predictions. All I ask is that you subscribe to my channel and watch to the end so you know who the winner is. Be sure to check out part 1 if you haven't done already. That was where I made 3 bold predictions for 2021 and showed my constructors predictions, and today is just solely my predictions for the Drivers' Championship. So don't forget to subscribe, and now let's start with my bottom 5. So on screen now you can see my bottom 5 being revealed. So we've got Mazepin, Latifi, Schumacher, Giovinazzi and Raikkonen. That's quite obvious really, the bottom 5. You know, Mazepin probably not going to score any points. However, I think the other 4, you know, they'll all get odd points. You know, Latifi will get the odd point. I think Mick Schumacher, his car is going to let him down despite him being a great driver. You know, Haas have said that they're not going to be developing the car much this year, so again they're going to be struggling on that front. So Schumacher's only going to get a couple of points, and again, you know, the 2 Alfa Romeos, it's going to be impossible to call between, you know, Raikkonen and Giovinazzi. They're just pretty evenly matched. None of them are going to be scoring many points. That's all I have to say really about the bottom 5. I think it's kind of an obvious one to predict, so let's move on to the next ones. Now here's where we get the bottom of the midfield, and you can see to complete the bottom 10 we have Russell, Tsunoda, Alonso, Stroll and then Ocon. Now that's quite controversial. George Russell obviously is going to be P15. I think he's going to score quite a few points this year. He's going to be massively outperforming that car and he will probably make it into Q3. Tsunoda, he's a rookie year and I think he will, you know, get lots of points. He'll be, you know, at the back end though of the midfield battle. And again, I don't think the AlphaTauri is quite going to be at the same level as maybe the Alpine, as maybe the Aston Martin, the Ferrari, the McLaren. But it's going to be very, very close. You know, if last year's told us anything. Alonso, this is a bit of a harsh one because I think Alonso's going to struggle. He's been away for a few years. He might, you know, struggle to get back on the pace straight away. And like I said, I think Ocon and Alonso might crash quite a lot. As I said in the last one, they might not get on well. So I think, you know, points, struggling to get points are going to be dragging them down a bit. I think Stroll though, P12, I think I've been a bit harsh with that. But you know, the Aston Martin is an okay car, but I think Stroll's just going to have the same season as last year. You know, he'll get some great results, like, you know, he might get the odd podium, but again, I think he's equally going to be struggling a bit more with reliability as well. And Ocon, again, Ocon is going to do better than he did last year for sure. I just think that, you know, again, I said he might not get on well with Alonso. They might be struggling for points a bit, so that's why I'm putting Ocon 11th. However, I do think they are going to do better than last year. But now, let's move into the top 10 where things really start to get juicy. First, Sainz, Gasly, Leclerc, Vettel and then Norris. That is my prediction, certainly for the bottom half of the top 10. I can't speak today, excuse me, it's Friday afternoon, I'm tired, give me a break. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's quite a controversial one, because in my predictions video, I said Aston Martin would finish ahead of Ferrari. I still stand by that, however, don't forget this midfield battle is going to be so close. You know, like it was last year with McLaren, Racing Point and Renault. This is going to be so close. 4 teams, maybe even 5 teams. AlphaTauri, you know, might be joining up to the party. And it's really going to be that you just can't call it. Sainz and Leclerc. Now, both the Ferraris are going to get in the top 10 this year because I think their car's going to be slightly better and they're both really high quality drivers, which helps. Gasly is a brilliant driver. I think he's going to do really well and have a great season and finish in the top 10. Sebastian Vettel is an interesting one in 7th place. Now, I for one really hope he can get reinvigorated at Aston Martin. I really, you know, he fell out of love with Ferrari and vice versa, and I really want to see him do well in Aston Martin colours. Am I being a bit optimistic with 7th? Who knows, we'll only find out when the season gets started, but I really hope he can maybe even get back into title-winning form. And then moving on to 6th place where we have Lando Norris. Lando's going to have a great year this year. His best year in F1. yeah, he's going to do brilliant, because don't forget McLaren, they're going to be improved with that Mercedes power unit, and this is going to be a great season for them, and he's going to learn even more, you know, working with Daniel Ricciardo. So I think Norris is going to have a great season, and he's going to make the top 6 for the first time. On to the top 5, and this is where it really starts getting interesting. Now, you can see on screen, please don't hate me, that's right, I think Daniel Ricciardo is going to finish ahead of Perez, but only just. You know, these two, you know, they were battling for 4th last year as well, but obviously Perez winning in Sakhir, you know, more or less sealed that. Perez he's going to do great at Red Bull, I think he's going to do a good job, but it's just the thought of Daniel Ricciardo at McLaren. I'm sorry, I think Daniel Ricciardo is going to do slightly better. Perez is still going to do well, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's quite going to be as good as we expect. He might not win a race, but at the same time, I wouldn't be too surprised if he does, because he is a great driver, and like I said, this is going to be so close. This has been one of the most competitive grids we've had for a while in the midfield. Obviously at the front it's just Mercedes, 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 but I'll get to the top 3 very shortly. Like I said, it's going to be a close affair between those two. I said in my last video, Ricciardo's probably going to win a race. So yeah, you really cannot call it. These are two brilliant drivers. However, I'm predicting Ricciardo is just going to pip Perez to 4th place. Now let's see who is going to be my prediction for 2021 World Champion. First of all then, in 3rd place we have Mr. Valtteri Bottas. Yeah, I think Verstappen is going to beat Bottas this year. I think Hamilton is going to continue to beat Bottas this year. But equally, I think Bottas is going to do better. I think he's going to do better than he did last year. I think, you know, he might run it a bit closer. There might not be quite so much, you know, walking away, you know, the world champion just winning easily. I think it could be a little bit closer at the top, hopefully, because that would at least make it a bit more interesting. So yeah, in 3rd place, I'm going for Bottas. I don't think he'll do as well as Hamilton or Verstappen, but I certainly think he will improve on last year. So I think it's going to be 3rd for Valtteri Bottas in 2021. And finally, in 2nd place, we have Max Verstappen, which means the 2021 World Champion is going to be Lewis Hamilton. Who saw that one coming? Yeah, I think Max is going to get 2nd in the championship this year, but I'm sorry, no matter how good Max is or how good anyone else gets, I can't see anybody stopping Lewis Hamilton from making history and becoming outright the most successful driver in F1. This year he's going to surpass 100 poles, 100 race wins, and he's going to get that magic 8th world title, meaning he's won one more than Michael Schumacher. Whether he retires or not will depend on how badly Mercedes get affected by the regulation changes next year. Like I said, I think he might hang out one more year with Mercedes at least to see, you know, how they get impacted by the regulation change, and then make a decision at the end of 2022 about his retirement. So yeah, there you go. There's my final driver predictions for 2021, and that brings a conclusion to today's video. I don't really need to say much more. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please remember to subscribe if you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord. Sorry it's a bit late. I had to restart this video project because my iPad didn't update and deleted it basically. So unfortunately I had to start again. So sorry about that for the delay. So yeah, there you go. That's all I have to say really. That's my 2021 predictions. Next video, we're going to be back on Monoposto. We're going to be trying to get to the end of Season 3. But that's it for me today, guys. Until next time, goodbye.